Hey everybody, got another video here for you. So I was just checking it out here, and it's going to need a notch about that's penciled in there in order to clear the back of the jack here when it's in the seated position, which would be kind of like that. So yeah, it's gonna. The jack is the a jack is sticks out the back of this thing because this is so thin. So normally I have a little plastic cover box in order to hide the end of the jack. And in order to clear that cover box, when this thing is bolted down in the seated position, it's going to need some kind of a notch back in here in order to accommodate that. And this screw will probably have to be, 10 mil shorter kind of a thing. Go with a 20 instead of a 30 millimeter screw as far as like how much sticks into this part. About the only other option would be an externally mounted jack on a jack plate that hung off the body somewhere out of the way of the leg bar and the extension. But I can, carve a notch in that. There's enough beef, it'll still support the guitar. It should be okay. I don't even have to carve a notch. I could actually just route clearance in the back and have it sort of like hide the box when you've got it in the seated position. Okay, it's time to route out this relief notch in the back of the leg bar extension for the jack clearance. And unlike the control cavity routing here in the body, this routing is going to be visible. This gets covered with the back plate, but this is going to be visible. So I don't want to just do it freehand like I did this. It would be nice if this was like all nice and straight, but it's not mission critical. Here, since it's going to be visible, I want to see if I can get a nice clean straight routing in the back here. So in order to do that, I'm going to need some sort of a set of rails or guides for the router as I route out this little notch. And so I figured out that if I put a bunch of wood around the piece in order to support the base of the router as I'm working, and then also have enough extra wood around it in order to support my guardrails to keep me from going too far. And that should work. And now I've got to do the super glue and masking tape trick from hell, because I got to take these four pieces and tape them all together on both sides. Tape all together this side, and then flip it over, tape over the other side, and then get some tape going on the desk, glue all this down to the desk, and then get tape on the back of all these and glue all these in place. And then I'll be ready to route. So that's just the first pass. I'm going to take it down almost halfway. And there it is, all done. Like I said, I went about halfway through. Actually, maybe a millimeter over halfway through. And there's plenty of room for the jack cover. So yeah, everything should fit nice. So yeah, that takes care of that. Now I gotta peel it all apart. Never ceases to amaze me what a great finish you can get with just a little light sanding with 60 grit, nothing else. I get great results with maple and mahogany and pine and all kinds of stuff. Very seldom do I have to do anything but 60 grit. Okay, I went over all these lightly with 60 grit by hand, and everything's nice and smooth and ready for painting. So as you saw, this extension block, it fell right when I was almost done painting it. And it looks like it got some sawdust on it or something. So I just hung it up, gonna let it dry, clean it up, and if there's any bad spots I can just resand a little bit and then square it again. Now for the gold paint, I have a couple different choices. I've got good old-fashioned testers in number of different colors. This gold and a blue and a green and it's like a purple and a red. And I think there's a Char-Sillo around here too somewhere. And these should work fine. They're enamels. And then the other option is this stuff, which is Rust-Oleum, and it's an enamel, and it's a metallic like gold. And according to Rust-Oleum Texport, this and this and the clear enamel clear coat are all compatible. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with the Rust-Oleum. That way I'm using the same manufacturer's product for all three steps. I was getting ready to put the gold on this thing. I just realized I never rounded over all these edges on this. Everything's still a little on the sharp side. So I think what I'm going to do is get the sandpaper and sand over all these edges, everything except for the heel joint area, but like the back of the heel and the edges of the body and stuff. And that way it'll be a little bit more comfortable when you're handling. And then I'll score it again after that. Okay, knocked over all the edges with some 60 grit by hand, and everything's all nice and round and smooth, and it's got a comfortable handshake here at the heel joint, stuff like that. So, and I even smoothed out the inside of the walls here a little bit. So, time to score it again. Okay, everything's out of the paint shop and all the body parts have been painted with the black. Everything turned out pretty good. There were a couple, I guess you'd call them drips. And I just came in with a blade and was able to more or less cut them off. It'd be like a drip here where it was hanging and you get a little like bubble there or whatever. Yeah, it just came with a blade. It came out nice and clean anyway. This is going to get the gold over top, and then it's going to get the clear coat over it, so any little imperfections probably won't be that noticeable. On this one, once again, there was a drip. Where was it? Here. There's a drip there. And when I scraped it back with the razor blade, well, cut it back, I guess, got a little too deep and left a little mark where you could actually see wood again. So I took a little squirt of paint and a toothpick and just touched that up, and it's all black again. So yeah, everything here should be ready for the gold paint now. Okay, I think I'm all set for this. I got the bench all cleared off, got my parts, got my paint, got my little itty bitty paintbrush, and some paper to squirt the paint onto so that I can use it as a paint palette. And I pulled up a bunch of images of cracked concrete for inspiration. So yeah, I'm gonna have one of these up on it's on the laptop, and then put it up on the Fire TV. So I'll have this refer to as I go ahead and paint. And there it is. They're all done. All 4 pieces have been painted. They've been painted on all sides. They're still wet, or some of them are. I just finished the extension bar, so yeah. I did the body first. I tested it. I think it's touch dry by now, so I'm gonna let them dry for 24 hours, something like that, and then it's on the clear coat. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. So, until the next one, everybody, have a good one.